Hi guys, I'm Jim and this is J&R Woodworking. I have been getting a lot of emails since I did the review on my crosscut sled about this dust collector arm that I have. I guess I'll show it to you. I originally bought it from a company called Penn State and they no longer have it in their catalogs. I've sent them a couple emails asking them if they still carry them or if they know someplace we can buy them from. It's completely adjustable. You can pull this up. It'll pivot here and swing right up out of the way totally if you want it. And then nothing's in your way. I like it because when it's down and I'm using it, I can adjust it to get as close or as far away from the board that I'm cutting as I feel comfortable and safe. When I'm using the fence, you'll notice I don't have a blade guard on. I'm not a big one for blade guards. This is my new saw. I've had it about a year. My old saw was a Craftsman Contractor Series 10-inch table saw that I had for 37 years and I never had the blade guard on it. I don't like them, sorry. Most of the time they're in your way. And frankly, myself, I find them to be more of a hazard than a help. Just dealing with it, changing a blade or trying to cut a dado, or they just always seem to be in the way. So this one, you won't ever see it on this saw either. Now this arm is hooked to the ceiling by what they call Super Strut. That's the company, is what they call this particular brand. There's a lot of different companies that make this stuff, and you can see that I have, let me wiggle you over here. You can see I have a large track on the ceiling so you can move this thing. Now I can move it front to back and from side to side. And the reason I build it this way, I got to redo it. I have to change these struts. Instead of running this way on the ceiling, I have to change them running this way. And because in my old table saw, my router was right here. So I could just take this thing from here and slide it over top my router. If I was using a bit with a bearing pilot, I could drop this right down over the bit and all the crap goes up the chute. Well, now the motor's mounted under here and it sticks out to about here. There's no room to mount the router. So I moved the router down here. I might as well show you how that works. As you can see, I built a large table behind the saw. I work alone 99% of the time. And I've got a table over on the right side of my saw because my Biedermeier fence goes out to, I think it's like 57 inches on the right side of the blade and about 18 inches on the left side of the blade. Now my router fits in here and I use this fence. Now this is the one that came with the saw. It's a General, it's a Canadian company, and it's extremely well built. I really like that saw. I was originally looking at a Delta Unisaw, which are about $3,200. But I went over to a store in Grand Rapids where I bought this saw. I know a couple of guys that work there. And they told me, no, you don't want to buy a Delta Unisaw. The whole company was packed up and sold to China. They are building them now, and he says, there's nothing on the Delta line that you want to buy. Not new. If you can find an old one on Craigslist or in the paper or something like that, he says make sure it's old and it's made in USA because you don't want the new ones. Now my router, I use this fence with it, and a lot of guys have these nice fancy cabinets they built and they're hanging over there on the wall with all the router bits, and I find that extremely unhandy. I want my router bits right here where I can get to them. And this is what I come up with. This is my fence for my router. It slips on here. And I can position it anywhere I need it. I've got a magnet here to take this plug out so you can get the router bits in. Let's just drop something in here. Now to suck up the dirt, I don't know where I put my little screwdriver. Now when I want to use my dust collector on my router table, I just take the hose off of here, is what I'm doing right now, and I slip it on here. I find this works out well for me, mainly because I have all my router bits right here, right where I'm working. I have my wrenches right here. I have a little push block. I've got a mount here for one of these gooseneck lamps if I need it. That's hanging over there right now. A couple of different push sticks. Allen wrenches for adjusting the stops. Small screwdriver for changing the collet in the head. I got everything I need right here. Got the switch for turning the dust collector off and on. If I have any interest in that, I'll show you how I built this. This is just a little $9 remote switch for Christmas tree lights that I'm turning off and on a 240 volt 2 horsepower dust collector. But the arm is what everybody was, I got, I don't know, half a dozen to a dozen emails on where can we get one of these arms. Well, I'm checking, and if I figure out who's got them and who's selling them right now, I'll get back with you and I'll let you all know. But this is going to be a short one today. I just wanted to show you how I have it set up and how I use it. The reason I want to change the struts on the ceiling is I want to be able to pull that chute over here and just let it hang when I'm using a piloted bit. I don't need the fence. So, until next time, work safe, have fun, don't forget to subscribe, and let me know what you think about the green shirt. I don't know, I think I like the red better, but hey, who knows. Remember, work safe, have fun, we'll talk to you soon.